right, here we are. How is everybody doing? It is Tuesday, is Mixing It Up Day, and yes, Duchess, we I live in Texas. We have daylight savings time. I know you guys don't do that in Arizona. I wish the rest of the country would just catch up with that idea. But those are my thoughts on that. Alrighty, so hopefully everybody's having a good week, good day, being whatever it is today, and all that. Don't care to really get into it
It's
all that much,
Tuesday.
but
I
still,
mean,
yeah. Well, you live in
that's
Canada.
good.
For you, it's Tuesday.
It's the great American election
That's true.
day. Yay.
Yay. I say it sarcastically. Alrighty.
Civic duty day.
So here we are. All right. So let's just jump into this. Let's see. Chris, you want to go first? What you been mixing up?
Yeah, I can go first. Okay, so this past week, I've mixed up a couple things. The thing that comes straight to my brain is it was a mix that I made on the show, and it was called Cocoa Berry Custard, and it was blueberry coconut custard. And I decided that after I was done, because I don't know if you guys remember, but that day I committed hard, and I just went like full 60. Like that's what I was using. And so I like mixed the whole 60. So I kind of got to know it by the end of that 60. And I kind of didn't like the coconut in there. It was kind of like giving me like this like slight kind of like oiliness. You know what I mean? You know how like a coconut kind of gives that like that sweet kind of oily, like if you just like put coconut in your mouth and you eat it, and it had it kind of has that like
coconut.
slight oiliness to it. I was kind of getting that from it, so I decided that instead of turning it down and doing whatever, last night I did a remix of it, but instead I dropped the coconut entirely, which I haven't done anything on my profile yet because I want to make sure that it's actually like decent. And I tweaked a couple of the other stuff. And while I did that, I also, instead of, like I said, I took out, like I omitted the coconut and I put in huckleberry from VSO, which everything that I can tell, like a huckleberry is kind of like a cousin to a blueberry, sort of. Like it's a dark
Cousins,
berry. I've never actually ate a huckleberry in my life. The only like reference that I even know from it is basically Doc Holliday or Holiday, Doc Holiday, not the pitcher. Doc Holiday when he would say like I'll be your huckleberry, like
Yeah, that's what I
when
keep thinking
someone was
about.
like looking for a duel. So like that's like the only reference I have. So it smells good. And I'm hoping that it works out. So I did that. I vaped it like last night for I just dripped it over like something that totally didn't make sense to drip over, but I just wanted to see if it still had that oily factor and maybe it was something else that I'd put in there. But everything else I kind of worked with before, so I didn't think there was that. And it seems like it it might be pretty good. So that's one thing. Another thing, dude, I'm on like I want to say it's like the fifth version of this maple cream cookie that I'm trying to make. Like I'm starting to feel sad because every time I get it just a little bit better, but it's always like it's like opening. Okay, so it'd be like if you're in some crazy place and you open a door and you see this long hallway and you're like, sick, this is the way out. And you get to that end of that hallway and there's another door. You open that door and then there's a fucking long hallway. Like that's kind of how I feel about this. Like I'm moving and I'm getting to where I want to go, I think, but I'm not quite there yet. And like I said, every time I mix it, I'm like, oh, you know what? I kind of like this. I like what this is doing now, but now I want more of this or less of this or whatever else. I think I could just be like over analyzing it, to be honest with you, but that's what I also did in the last. I did that 2 days ago. Um, there's one more. Oh, so last week I mixed up that one right before the show, and I said that I might publish it. I have not published it yet. It was like a blue raspberry, mango, apple, hard candy. So I vaped a 30 mil this week, and I like took down some notes. So that's something that I'm gonna mix up. I think I'm gonna like drop the apple entirely, and there's 3 apple flavorings in it. And so I think I'm gonna drop that entirely, and I think that I'm gonna add another mango. and bump up the wonder flavors, blue raspberry, sour, blue raspberry, whatever. I can't remember what it's called. Because I fucking think that concentrate just tastes amazing, and I want it to be a little bit more blue raspberry forward. Because the mix that I did, it kind of ended up being like really mango forward. It's like the apple and the mango worked so well together that it almost just became more mango. And the blue raspberry kind of took the back seat. So that's some notes that I did. And other than that, I guess I've not really been mixing anything. Just thinking of ideas. I like thinking of ideas. How about you, Sifu?
Oh, me. I lots of gig. The tribute is going well. It was much needed. So it was fun to be able to just focus on orders and get stuff out and keep my hands busy, my mind busy. So that was great. I did pick at my tiger's blood. I'm much happier with the sweet watermelon from Capella. It's just that's the in my mind, when I have a tiger's blood, that's the watermelon that should be there. So I'm real happy with that. I think that's going to be a banger. But I haven't been too motivated about it because it's wintertime, and I don't think of snow cones in the wintertime. But even though we don't really have winter here, but the snow cone stands shut down regardless, even though it's 80 degrees outside in December. So
just yellow snow cones.
Yeah. Watch out where the Huskies go. We don't shoot that yellow snow. Let's see, what else have I been playing with? I've been playing with stuff specifically for the caliber, 60-40 stuff and 6 to 8 milligram-ish realm. And I've hit on something that's pretty tasty. It's a green tea, pear, cranberry, bourbon thing. And I picked up some of that EIST and also the SSB green tea, and the combination of those two really kind of brought it up to that Lipton's green tea level, and very happy with the way that's turning out. I'm calling it G thing. It's kind of like a double, green tea, Caliburn G thing. But mostly that's about it. It was a lot of it was a busy month for me as far as orders go. So it was I didn't really get to play or mix or do anything really for myself other than I made up some more of that blue ras coconut, the blue crystal coconut, and another bottle of roots, banana roots. Those have been my two go-tos. I did go back and visit the Such as Mango. I found that bottle in the back of my deal in my little cupboard there, and I crushed the rest of that 30. It steeped out wonderfully. That cactus mango is scratching the tickles that I didn't know I needed tickled or scratched. So I think I'm gonna make myself another one of those for some other enterprises for some gear that I just got. So that's it for me, really. Mitchell.
What's up, guys? So I've been mixing a lot of the stuff that's already on my cut sheet. I forgot to mention it last week on the show, but the first week in November of last year is when I started mixing, and so from the 1st through the 5th of November, I'm running a kind of a little sale. So doing that. So I've been mixing lots of stuff for that. I hit another milestone. I'm a goal oriented, like I like to write lists and goals and shit, and I keep track of the amount of states I send liquid to. I don't like. I feel like I'm like an old person like that has that thing on the back of their RV with the states, and they like mark them off as they visit them. And I've been kind of doing something like that with the states of where my juice has landed. And so far, I hit 30 states yesterday
Nice.
that I was pretty happy about. To like that, just the thought alone of that kind of like blows my mind. Like since I started doing this just to like help the people in my community, and then kind of fell in love with it. But beyond that, I have I mixed up a couple new recipes. The apple fritter that we were just talking about, I just dripped that to finally taste test it, and I'm dripping after recommendation by Seafood to try and turn my blue raspberry, my sour blue raz into a blue raz blow pop. The bubblegum flavors that I ordered finally came in, so I was able to mix up a 30 of that to give it a shot. It smells and tastes fucking spot on, so we'll see how it vapes. And then that chocolate buttercream frosted cupcake that I made a couple days ago, I'm gonna let that sit for another few days probably before I bust into it. Just a lot of the normal stuff. I'm really glad that last week I did mix up 260s of the Sins of a Serial Killer from the serial episode, because I've been vaping heavy on that. I've been digging it. I had to like clean a bunch of my gear because a lot of it sat for a while, because I've basically been vaping like 3 setups is all. I've put one with the serial killer in it, one with my mixed berry lemonade, and then one with Mindbender. I'm about to, within the next day or so, I'll kill that first 120 I busted into.
That's a lot of cactus juice, baby.
Yeah. But besides those kind of 3 new recipes that I've been playing with and a bunch of the old stuff, that's about it. What about you, Clown?
Dude, I've been lazy. I haven't really done anything. It's kind of testing some flavors I've been working on and just been enjoying that. Honestly, last week's pumpkin cookie might actually hit the rotation as a fall type thing, but we'll see. But I'm really digging that one. It came out really good. Like, holy shit, I didn't think it would come out that good. It was just kind of on a whim. And but other than that, just been lazy on that front. Work and all that kind of shit really eats up most of your time when you're trying to sleep throughout the day. But yeah, that's me. Alrighty, so let's just jump into. So actually, here, let me do this real quick. Well, we're gonna do the sponsor spot. Let you guys know who sponsors us, who helps us out with our some of our promotional stuff and all that, and that awesome intro that was made for us. So here, I'm gonna play this real quick, and you guys, whatever, just enjoy.
You could call it Sifu blows.
There you go. And that ended up in the video. Awesome. We're giving away background secrets.
Can we
Are you
rewind?
blushing, Sifu?
Can we-
It's called being live. My good
Who's
sir.
blushing?
Hey, what episode is this? Number 21?
Yes.
21.
I
21.
think so. Yeah.
He's like
The
market.
show's legal in America.
We're legal to vape in America. Nice.
Yay!
Yeah.
Alrighty, so let's just jump into some mixing here. Let's see, Sifu, start us off.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just excited about this one. Not as excited as the other guys because I had a big a bonehead move when I went to order the stuff for this show and a couple of the shows going forward for fall. I got some stuff for cocktails. I got some bitters and some ginger and some other fun stuff, and it was on my mind for pumpkin. I wanted to do a pumpkin cocktail this week. I was really had it in my mind that I wanted to do like a warm cinnamon based warm spicy pumpkin cocktail with like bourbon and cinnamon and the pumpkin, and I got the cherry liqueur from Vape Train. To me it would work like the Luxardo cherry. Have you guys ever had that before? The Luxardo liqueur. It's a cherry liqueur, but it's distilled. Okay, so it's not like schnapps or anything like that. It's like a it was made famous with Hemingway daiquiris because he was a diabetic, and so you can get that real super sweet cherry flavor, not a lot of sugar. That's what a Hemingway daiquiri is. It's like rum and lime and Luxardo. So I had that in my mind for like to kind of warm it up with like a cherry and the pumpkin. I just thought it was going to be beautiful. But then I got all that stuff, and then it was in the back of my mind that I wanted the VSO pumpkin. I didn't put the pumpkin in the cart, and I just forgot about it. And then I didn't order any pumpkin, and I don't have any pumpkins. So I told Clown in the thumbnail that he should have put me as a potato because I blew it, freaking blew it. That's you can say Sifu blew it. That would be the name of your sour blow pop, Raz blow pop. There you go, Sifu blew it. So what I decided to do today is I wanted to really go heavy on the fig, the FICO that I picked up, and I just thought that I would do a pear fig cola cake. So cola cake is something that we do in the holidays times. It's like just a white cake, like an almond white cake with cola, and with some fruit jam on it. So that's what I'm kind of going for. So to build the cake, I'm gonna go with the fluffy white cake from Wonder Flavors at 2% with a little bit of the almond from FA at 0.5% for the almond cake base. I'm going to kind of bread it up with the croissant, 0.5%, and the vanilla is going to come from the Kim Novatic vanilla pudding and the Wow from FA. I'm excited to try this. It has a spicy note to it, almost like a bakery spice note to it.
Well, it's basically like a jelly donut,
I don't
but just
smell
not a
any.
powdered jelly donut.
Okay, so I hope that works out. I hope that'll jam it up a little bit. That would be sweet. And I forgot to say it's a ginger infused cake. So I did pick up some ginger from Natural Flavors. That's going to be in there at 0.5%. I'm scared of the cola, so I'm going with the cola FA at 1/4. And for the fig, I'm doing the fresh fig, the FICO from FA. And here's just a pro tip. They don't call it fresh fig FICO anymore. It's just the Flavor Art fig. It's just fig from Flavor Art. It took me a little research to figure that out. And for the pear, I'm going to go with the VSO pear at 3%. I'm coming in at a solid 13%. It's a little higher than I like to be, but I think that's going to be good. And also, there's going to be super sweet in it, but there's no super sweet in my recipe right now. I don't know how or why I forgot that, but there will be 0.5% of that. So I'm kind of hoping that it's a jammy cake with a little cola background. Cola cakes are fun. It's something that I really like. I think Clown was saying that in his part of the woods they do Dr. Pepper.
I've
We've
heard
always
Dr.
did Coke,
Pepper and
Coca-Cola,
7-Up.
or 7. All right. Well, we've always did Coke, and it's basically the way. If you've ever not seen it made, it's you put a little Coke in the batter mix, but it's kind of like you make kind of like a syrupy Coke kind of thing, and you poke holes in the cake, and then you pour it over the cake, and it soaks down in there, almost like a tres leches, but the syrup
Like a
is
rum
Coke
cake?
based, like a rum cake, but it's cola. And well, here's a pro tip too from someone who likes to make drinks. If you take a Coca-Cola with sugar and you reduce it down, it turns into Coke syrup, and you can use it to sweeten like bourbons and things like that. If you like to drink bourbons without a lot of soda, but you really like a Coke and bourbon and Coke, a little bit of that Coke syrup mixes in there over the bar. So
Like all I'm
that's
thinking is
me.
make a rum and Coke cake.
Yeah. So that's me. It sounds weird. I'm disappointed that I didn't get to do the pumpkin cocktail, but I will do that soon. As soon as I get some pumpkin stuff. Mitch was nice enough to send me some pumpkins, and I'm still waiting on that VSO pumpkin that I'm pretty excited about, because I was watching Fresh's show Saturday, and he said that the VSO pumpkin is the only pumpkin that anyone should get. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, that's it. Let's go with Chris. Willie, whip it out. Why don't you whip out that recipe, dog? Oh, and I'm calling my mix figgity. Kind of like giggity, but figgity. There you go.
Okay, so my mix is called Pumpkin Pops. And so I basically decided that we're supposed to use pumpkin spice, right? So like everyone's like, oh, pumpkin spice, that's like basic bitch shit. You know what I mean? So it's something they have at like a cafe or Starbucks, I guess. And so I pretty much like every cafe that I've been to, which has not been that many, I'm more of a just like give me some Tim Hortons or McDonald's coffee, which by the way, McDonald's coffee in Canada is way different than McDonald's coffee in America, so don't judge me. And so everyone has like those cake pops. So I decided that I was gonna like throw my hat in the ring at making a pumpkin spice cake pop. I'm not really sure how this is going to turn out, because I actually didn't really choose anything that's like super, super like cupcakey, which I think that that's what they kind of are. But honestly, I haven't really had that many of them. So we'll just have to go with it. So I couldn't decide if I was going to go with a buttercream or with a cream cheese, which apparently I omitted the cream cheese. So I'm going to have to put that back on there. So I started out with buttercream from Capella at 1.5%. I'd use cake batter dip from Flavor West at 1.25%. Cupcake batter from Flavora at 0.75%. Funnel cake from Capella at 1.75%. Pumpkin spice from Flavora, that secret ingredient right there, at 0.85%. I put in super sweet, which could be a mistake, but we'll see, at 0.5%. And then to round out my like cakey notes and stuff, I thought that Zippola would actually like play really well with the pumpkin spice, because I like the spices that are in Zippola. And I put that in at 1.5%. So it's still a fairly light mix at 8.1%, but I guess that's going to go up a little bit because I'm going to put some of that cream cheese icing in there, but probably only at about maybe 0.5%. I might put it up at 0.75%. So it'll still be under 9% total. We'll see what it's like. Hopefully it's good. I mean, I live off of right now pumpkin spice muffins from Tim Hortons. Like the minute that they come in, I literally, every time I go there for breakfast, like I go there a lot to get a coffee in the mornings, and I'll get a pumpkin spice muffin like every time. I'll just be like, oh yeah, I'll have a pumpkin spice muffin, please. Because they're delicious, because they have like candied pumpkin seeds on the outside, and then there's like this like injection of cream cheese icing on the inside. Like it's like that. It's like a jelly filled donut style, like that kind of injection. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that it's good. I guess we're gonna have to just wait and see. And Mitch, what you mixing?
I am doing I called my recipe pumpkin cookies. But I was telling the guys before the show started that I think this might be my lowest flavor total at 7.25%. Starting with a 0.5% of Inawara biscuit, 1.25% Lorraine's cream cheese icing, 1.25% girly cookies, shortbread from One on One, pumpkin bread from Flavora at 1%, pumpkin spice from Flavor West at 0.75, some shisha vanilla at a 0.5%, some sugar cookie from Capella at 1.5%, and 0.5% of super sweet. So I'm hoping it turns out to be cream cheese frosted pumpkin cookies. We'll see how that goes.
Sounds
About you,
interesting.
clown.
Alrighty, so as for me, I didn't know what to do. Honestly, I was thinking about it, and I ended up going with a pumpkin milkshake with like a bit of a graham for texture. So I ended up naming mine "My Pumpkin Brings the Boys to the Yard," and I'm doing 1% of the TFA graham cracker clear, 1.5 of the mullenberry shake, 0.5 of the pumpkin spice from Flavora, 0.75% of the pumpkin spice from TFA, then the vanilla custard 2 from TFA at 1.5, and then the vanilla milkshake from Nicotine River at 1.5. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Should be a good one. I'm excited about this.
I am scared to death of this ginger.
Does it smell
Don't be
strong?
scared.
It smells strong.
Strunk? Not only strong, strunk.
It's smelling like I want it, but you know, it's going to be strong. What does Addy Tooney have to say about ginger from Natural Flavors? Addy Tooney? Calling Addy Tooney?
Addy calling Addy Tooney.
Oh, he said it's terrible. Don't ever use it. He didn't. I'm joking.
Worst flavor ever. Yeah, so I'm getting a real strong spice note right off the jump here. So I'm hoping this is heading in the direction I want. I'm scared of the cake too. I've never done a cake, and all of the commercial cakes that I've gotten has some kind of weird note in the background that I didn't enjoy. So I'm a little intimidated by this profile. You know, so I have a flavor that Addy doesn't have. I win today by default, even though I didn't have pumpkin. So there you go. There you go. I win.
I mean, we'll give you the first place loser.
Oh man,
It's
I'll
funny.
take it.
Is that a win?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
so far behind. I think I'm first.
Anthony Ramella, I thought about doing a candy, but
Is a pumpkin candy a real thing?
I don't know, but they make a flavoring for it, so I guess I don't know.
The pumpkin candy is basically the little pumpkins that are basically candy corn.
Really?
That's what that pumpkin candy flavoring is.
Mhm.
Oh,
I used it in my candy corn recipe.
candy corn. I got a real funny candy corn story.
Does it end with?
Not
"It
very.
was
It's not
disgusting"?
very nice. It's not very nice, but it's hilarious. Um, he at the last place that I worked, there was one of our supervisors. He was one of the lead engineers. His name was I'm not going to mention his name, but anyway, he was a very, very, very heavy person, and he lost so much weight. It was unbelievable. Like you can't even tell him from his old pictures. That's how different he ended up looking. But he was also an avid deer hunter, and a very avid deer hunter. So the guys at the drafts department decided one day to they were real, they're real good at Photoshop and drawing and all that stuff. So they put him on the front of a truck, kind of like where the deer would be, and they had him hog tied up like this. And then they had the feeder, like a deer feeder, but there was candy corn coming out of it. And it was just one of the most funniest things. He laughed about it, and he actually printed it out and put it in his office. But it was, but we called it the candy corn feeder. He couldn't, because he also did like candy corn. So it was really funny. It was really, really funny. He thought that was funny. But now he's this guy's like a triathlete now, and he's like all into fitness and fun stuff. So he was a good sport about it.
Nice.
I'm a shaking.
How's it going, DC Rackley?
I'm a shaking. Right, Anthony. I didn't need any corn.
I hate candy corn. I can't imagine anyone would like
I do too. I'm not a
no.
more from Mitch.
Yes, more from Mitch.
I gave the bottle away that I made.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were eating it that day. I mean, I fucking
he was
wouldn't
sitting
even eat
there.
it.
He
Yeah,
was doing vape
Well,
pairings with candy corn.
that was like the first time I've even eaten candy corn in a while. My
He's
daughter
like-
loves the shit out of it though, but I think that's just because it's just ridiculously sweet. She's addicted to sugar,
Like any
like
child.
most children.
I will say that my son was weird in that sense. The kid liked broccoli over anything else.
Oh, dude, I would fucking take broccoli over any other vegetable.
No, but like when he was like little, he would just eat broccoli. Like you just give him a stalk and he'd gnaw on it. He didn't even have teeth.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm. He still
I'm a big
does.
fan of cooked vegetables. Like I like them cooked. They can be steamed. They don't have to be like boiled or whatever, but Sifu, what are you thinking?
I've never tasted anything like this. I don't know what I'm tasting. I don't know if it's just because I have heartburn or if it's the ginger in here that's giving me heartburn all of a sudden.
Admit his voice all high pitched.
But it's a little spicy. It's spicy, but I'm definitely getting a cola cake vibe.
Like
So
a ginger
I'm
beer
hoping,
spicy or
yeah, like a ginger beer spicy. It's working for me. That Coke and ginger and sweet note is really working. And I think I'm with you. I think I'm understanding WoW now because I am getting kind of a jammy, which is great. But I'm ready to vape it to see how it's.
No, you said jammy. I was like, hey, you got to be careful what words you use. We're gonna get
It's so jammy.
Strike. Mitch
It's
knows what
jammy.
I'm talking about.
Am I missing a slang from your part of the world?
Nah, more from
Okay.
the vapey world.
Oh, it's the jammies.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, does he own that word?
I'm gonna
Fuck
put
if I
this.
know.
I'm gonna put this jam on my jammies and put it in my jam hole. Cheers.
Let's fix your hair.
Neat.
Oh, hi.
They said hi.
That's a pretty
We love-
sweet toque you got there.
Yeah.
You got to explain
what
to
this-
Americans what a toque is.
All right.
It's a winter hat with a pom pom.
Mhm.
Come on.
So remember when we first met, like you and Sammy were talking about the toques. We're like, what the fuck is that?
Good old toque.
Mm-hmm. Well, DC Rackley, if you want a candy corn flavor, I'm sure Mitch is more than happy to like oblige on that one.
It
I'm
it actually it was weird how close it tasted and had that mouth feel of candy corn. If you like candy corn, it's pretty spot on,
oh,
and that's coming from somebody that's not the biggest of fans.
this,
Addy, I appreciate your attempt, but you're spelling those words wrong.
um, this, no, no,
Too much? Too much?
no. This is. I taste nothing but wasabi ginger, like pickled ginger. This is not good. This is
You need to
bad.
make a sushi recipe.
Oh, I'm
Wait,
hoping.
are we gonna get a seafood do-over?
There's something oddly appealing about it. I don't.
I don't know what it is, but I love it.
Anarchy.
There's no cake. Like there's no. There's. I'm just hoping that maybe I didn't check the steep times on the wow, on the vanilla pudding, because the majority of my flavorings are heavy bakery. I'm just hoping that they need steep, and that some kind of cake will come through. But you know what I feared is that this white fluffy cake flavor is the flavor that I pick up on some of those cakes that I've had in the past from commercial liquids that has a weird note to it. The almond is there, like everything is there but the cake. So, but I need that sweetness from the cake to counteract. I'm getting no fruit, getting no fig. I'm getting ginger coke. It's
Thought you were gonna say gin coke. I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
well, it's bordering on like a really strong gingerbread, which is not what I was thinking in my head. I'm just wondering if maybe I'm over saturated at 13.5% with everything because I'm getting no pear, no fig, no jammy notes. Well, with the wild, I'm getting like some kind of jammy component, but I can't pick it out. Everything is just it's just blasted by ginger. I wanted lightly ginger infused, not ginger. You know.
Oh man.
It's
Any of you guys
I
ever
was-
watch that Mitchell and Webb look? No.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. There was one of the skits they would do was Sir Digby Chicken Caesar. He was like a homeless guy, and his partner was called Ginger, and he thought he was a detective. And he'd be like, "Ginger, we must away." So when he yelled that, that's where my mind went.
Have you guys ever used the fluffy white cake from Wonder Flavors or croissants or Wow or the Kim Novatic vanilla pudding? Do these guys need steep?
The WoW does, in my opinion.
I got the Chemnovatic vanilla pudding. I haven't used it yet. I was really worried about my recipe because I just made that pumpkin spice cheesecake a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I didn't want this to taste like that, even though it has. I mean, the only thing really that they both have in them that are the same, besides super sweet, are the pumpkin spice, and the cheesecake, I believe, does have some Sisha vanilla in it. But I was worried that they might be taste too similar. As of right now, I think because the cookies aren't really coming through a lot, I can definitely tell that there's something there that's not like cakey or cheesecakey, but it's not bad. It definitely needs some steep time.
Yeah, okay, so mine I think there's a few parts of it that I like. One, I like the icing-y part. The actual cake part, I think that like I should have probably used like an actual like cupcake, or like maybe I should have used like vanilla cupcake from like Cap or something like that, and like omitted maybe one of the cake batters because I put in 2 cake batters. I don't mind the funnel cake aspect because it kind of gives it that like friedy kind of taste, and like I have no idea how they cook cake pops. If they cook them in a deep fryer, I have no idea. But I guess it could be like a deep fried cake pop. It's like one of those ones that like I guess I really am not gonna know what it's gonna taste like for like 2 weeks. So like it might end up being okay, but I don't think it's gonna hit what I was hoping for, which was like that kind of cake pop idea. But it's not bad. I mean, shit. If I like had no idea what I was doing and I was not really in the position to buy liquid, I could vape this. The way that it tastes, it's not like turning gross in my mouth hole. But like I said, I think that I should have probably used, because I get like the buttercream icing, and then it kind of just tastes like not cooked. Like I don't know, like it doesn't have any fluffiness to it. Like there's no like nice cakiness. It's more like that batter, which makes sense because like I did use 2 different flavors for that. But I might retry it with something different when this bottle's done. After like I give it 2 weeks, see where I want to change it.
Yeah, Chris, I had gotten that sensation whenever we did the when I did that Ella's biscuit remix, that it tasted like raw dough, like it wasn't cooked, and then it ended up steeping out. Like I don't know if it's possible for a liquid concentrate to cook, but it did. That rawness did come out of it. So I'm wondering if that'll happen with you.
Yeah, like it's not like a real gross like raw, but you know what I mean? It's like a really, really moist cake.
Yeah, now that you say that, like after a fresh drip, it tastes like raw gingerbread batter, which is really kind of astringent because the ginger is not cooked or anything. That crystallized ginger powder that you use in that is it kind of overtakes everything. But whenever everything is cooked and the sugars and all that stuff meld out, it's good. But I'm this is astringent and not this is bad. I don't like this. After a fresh drip, I get like some decent notes of the ginger and stuff, but after a few vapes, after not dripping, I'm getting a weird aftertaste, and I'm just hoping that it's just unsteeped bakery is what I'm hoping. This might go down as one of those that needs to be revisited after 2 weeks, but I no.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. Personally, I'm gonna say the Flavora pumpkin spice is winning me over because I that's just on point. Honestly, I'm digging mine. I have no complaints at the current moment. I'll get to you in a week, but for now,
I gotta stop.
Yeah, like it smells super good. Honestly, like in this mix, like I can taste it, but it's not that. It's not like as prevalent as I kind of hoped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
on the knuckle it is, but when I vape
on the knuckle, I'm getting a real pleasant, fruity type of bakery thing, but on the vape, it's just not there at all. It's just gone. I'm hoping that it redeems itself, but this is for me, seafood blows. This episode didn't get the pumpkin and then blew my mix.
If you guys like that Flavora pumpkin spice, I think you'd really like the Flavora pumpkin bread.
Oh, dude, that one's amazing. Because I used that.
Yeah,
on last
it's like you got
mix.
all those spices, but they're kind of a little bit more mellow, and it has a little bit more body to it. which is why I used more of the pumpkin bread than the actual pumpkin spice.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping that it would kind of give a little consistency to the cookie. It's not bad. I like it. It's definitely not as in your face as the basic bitch pumpkin spice cheesecake was. They both have things that I like about them. We'll see. I think that I do need to, if I do a version 2, there are some things that I need to increase the percentage. Because that's one thing I'm trying to work on, is I'm trying to work on bringing my total flavors down.
Going on more less is more philosophy.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to. I'm trying to find that balance of being able to get the flavor that I want out of things while also bringing the total down, because there are a lot of my recipes do tend to float in that like 10 to 15 range, which isn't a bad thing, but there's a lot of people's recipes that are in the single digits, and trying to find that happy medium with that.
Yeah. I just
I don't know
find
if
that, whatever the flavors are, they it needs what it needs, right? Like
Mhm.
Mind Bender is like 7%, but it's the most powerful flavor that I have. But my other flavors at that percentage don't work, because I've tried to do that. Once I'm happy with the balance of something, I'll use the calculator, and usually I start going up,
adjust your total percentage.
just your total percentage up until you start getting off notes, and then you just back it down one and you leave it there. I find that works in better and more devices, but you could just start doing that, Mitch. Take your mix and start going down with your overall percentages if you're happy with the balance.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to mess with, just lowering something a percentage in the mix. Like you take one flavor and lower it a percentage, it might mess up your whole balance of your mix. So
Or
if you're
it'll
happy
make
with
it
your balance,
completely different thing.
right, it's going to make it something completely different. But if I always try to find a good balance of a mix, and then once I'm happy with that, then I play with the calculator and mix the total overall flavoring up and down until I find that experiment is more successful than just raising something or lowering something arbitrarily. That's
I mean,
just
with the
something that works for
recipes
me.
you have already currently, if you're happy with them, just stick to it.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
and I mean, there are some flavorings out there that do require a lot more than others, especially like the older flavorings. They require quite a bit more.
Yeah. Well, I will say though, something that good came from this experiment is that this natural flavors ginger it behaves like ginger, like real ginger. And I'm wondering if natural flavors use some kind of natural process for this, because I am still, how like that palate cleansing, like when you eat sushi, you eat a little bit of the pickled ginger, it kind of burns your tongue a little bit. That's what's happening with me right now. My tongue is a little bit scorched, to be honest. I don't know if it's just too much and it's killing everything, or if everything just has to come up to it. I don't know, but this is a very natural tasting ginger. Um, I could see a lot of uses for that, especially with like a ginger candy or in some sodas or something like that. A ginger beer would be sweet. So there's a good takeaway, but I have no taste of, so I haven't used basically any of these flavors, and I have no feel for the fig, for anything else. So at least I could take that out of it. That the ginger is very strong and natural tasting.
I like that you get to try things and then you figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
I think that lots of people need to appreciate that. That's like good knowledge to have and like a good ability.
Oh yeah.
You don't always have to plan out everything. Sometimes you have to make mistakes in order to make stuff better. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Well, I mean,
Absolutely.
especially like
Yeah. So I didn't get to taste anything else, but now I know what ginger is and what it does. So.
Well, I mean,
But,
have you guys ever had a recipe where you've made it realized it wasn't gonna work, but something could work for something completely different?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah. That's how my tribute came out. I tried so many variations of current until I finally hit on that silver line and black current and the sweet current from Capella. 1.5 and a half. That became my stone. And I had tried so many of them that you start getting frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever you finally get it, you know that you can take that stone, that current stone, and put it just about anywhere, and it's gonna play well. If that plays well with oatmeal cookie and those kind of strong flavors, you take it and you make a candy with that. It's gonna work. In my opinion. Like I'm starting, like to Chris's point, my brain is starting to work on how to incorporate that ginger in something else. And I'm going to have to leave the other ingredients for another day, for another try. But there you go.
I just knuckle tested like the one I made from I think last week. I think I'm gonna have to vape it.
I say you vape it.
Yeah, like not right this second because I'm gonna have to re-wick something because I'm pretty sure that I pulled the wicks out of whatever I was using last week. I think I was using a layer cake, but it's really good. Like it tastes like way better than I remember it tasting. It was that like blood curdling current or whatever where I was trying to make like the black currant chew
Mm-hmm.
or like jujube, I guess, sort of idea. Black currant chew candy. And it seems like it's like way more what I wanted it to be. But maybe maybe it knuckled that way last week. I have no idea. I can't remember.
Anthony,
That's like
that's
part
hilarious,
of the fun,
dude.
though, isn't it?
Anthony said that he made
to go with your ginger. You should pick out some Flavor West ginger ale. They probably pair really well. And this, I haven't used it yet, but it smells on point to ginger ale.
Yep. But Anthony's got a funny one. He said he made a blueberry candle the other day. It was waxy and disgusting.
Nice.
That's good. I mean, that sounds really delicious. For like your nose, that's about it though. I'd like to. A smell of a blueberry candle would smell really good. To taste one, no.
Yeah, Anthony, no, that this ginger, like I'm starting to think ginger cookie, ginger snaps, gingerbread. So you start getting your wheels turning on something positive from any mix. Is good knowledge, and something negative from any mix is also good knowledge. You know that this will kill everything. So you need to. There's no infusion process with this. I don't think. So it needs to be a ginger flavor. I wasn't going for a ginger flavor. I was kind of going it to add some type of spice, and it just nuked it. It nuked it. So, but you start thinking something ginger forward, like those badass ginger candies, those ginger hard candies. Those are freaking delicious. And I think a combination of that or some type of lemon lime, like probably Capella lemon lime, some ginger. I'm interested in that ginger ale that Mitch is talking about, or even a little bit of that ginger with some watermelon. That would be delightful too. So y'all can't be wieners.
No, that is like 100% factual. I think that it's also hard when you're given like a task, right?
Yeah.
Which I appreciate that Sifu, you didn't hit that task this week. This is not a dig at that. This is just in general. We've done 20 episodes plus, but 20 recipes that were our own because we did that one where we did like someone else's thing and then we did our version, whatever. But we did 20 odd of our own recipes, and it's not like you're planning these out, catering it exactly the way that you want something. Like you have one day, you're like, oh, I really want this. So I'm going to make this in a vape. we've been, we have like a category, or we have like a concentrate that we are going to use, or a profile that we're trying to hit. So it's not like it's all up to you. You don't get to decide what you're making. You get to decide what you're making that will fit in that cookie cutter piece that we have, right? So like, it makes it more difficult, but it also makes you expand, right? Like, I don't know if I would have ever made a pumpkin spice anything. And now, did I execute it well? No, not really. But it'll probably make me be like, oh man, I got to make that better at least. So then I'll use it again and I'll do something different. And then next week, whatever we end up doing, or the week after, like, part of that kind of, I don't want to say it sucks, because it doesn't suck. It's fun. But part of that makes it more difficult for you as a mixer, any of us, because we're doing things that we might not necessarily normally do. Mm-hmm. Which, like I said, it's good because it makes us better. But at the same time, every once in a while, you're like, fuck, man, I haven't had really time to mix all week. And now I'm going to mix something that I don't know if I'm going to like it.
Well, I mean,
because
like, put into thought, we've talked a lot about how many flavorings we have and we've been collecting, especially since we started the show. And every week I do try to push to do something that incorporates a bunch of stuff I've never used before. So you're always playing that nice little gamble of, well, I haven't tried this, so we'll see how this goes.
That's true, actually.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I mean, the only thing that I've used in this was super sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, same with my recipe. I think it was the pumpkin spice from Flavora was the only one I reused. Well, actually, 3 of them. Half of it was new, half of it was old. But it's still like, it's one of those things.
I do take it back. I have used the cola, and I knew going into this that the cola would be really strong, so I only used it at 0.25%.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even taste. Well, I guess there's some kind of cola in there, but no, it didn't work.
Alrighty. Yes, the rabbit hole is deep, Labworks. We know this. We know how deep your rabbit hole goes.
Oh.
Yeah, it like pops up somewhere in like San Francisco. Like, it comes through the whole fucking earth.
Yeah, pops off in San Francisco, then makes its way back to China, then to Europe somewhere, all over the place. Alrighty. So, all right, we're closing up on the show here. Hold on.
Dude, at first I thought that like Addy Tooney was saying that Labworks has 2,501 flavorings, but then I realized that that's what Labworks' name is now.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, are you fucking serious? 2,501?
Thing is, I wouldn't doubt him though.
But no, it's like believable.
It's very believable. Okay, let's see. Anthony Romella's like, show idea. Take the list of flavors for a request for DIY corner, and each of you pick one to make. Oh, okay. That'd be an interesting one. Seeing you guys take a stab at what I've been doing over at the Ohmies. Alrighty, so let's close this show up. Mitch, you want to start us off here?
Yeah. If you right now for the next couple of days, it's a great opportunity to pick up some Hogets Yogurts. Get them for a pretty good deal. If you want to find me or try some of my liquid, you can hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, a bunch of Discords, the usual. Same song and dance as every week. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us, everybody. And I appreciate all of you.
Sorry, Mitch, I didn't mean to laugh out loud because of what you were talking about. It's more Labworks he has 2,870 flavors in his collection currently.
Labworks.
So that number is not even close. He was off by 300. You need to change that last number for that.
Like, wow. That's all I can say is wow.
Okay, so 340 doesn't sound too bad right now.
have a whole room in your house dedicated to flavors. That's my flavor room.
Oh, you've never seen his office. That's why, Mitch. You need to see his office.
It's next level. Like
Yeah,
it's
because
on point.
even flavorings, they're not even like, even a 60 mil or something. No, they're liters. It's all liter bottles that he carries, man.
I'm pretty sure that he said that like to get to know a flavor, he'll use like 250 mils or something like that. I'd be like, oh, that's a flavor I've never used. I'll use 250. Like, let's go.
Yeah, let's do
I'll
this.
fuck with that.
We don't touch that level. Alrighty.
The only flavoring I buy bigger than a 120 is well, actually 120 is as big as I get on flavorings, and that's basically just the pink lemonade from Liquid Barn because I use it in all my lemonade stuff.
Wait. It's not strawberry lemonade. Oh man. So who you passing it off to, Mitch?
Take it away, Chris.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming out. I was thinking actually just right now, it'd be kind of cool if people ever want, like, can you post their, like, if they put a recipe up, can they post it in the YouTube chat?
No, because you have to have like mod, and that's
Oh,
much the only
okay,
people
okay.
that could do links.
All right, well, feel free to like tag me, or if you have like some recipe you think's awesome and you want me to try it out, you can like message me on Instagram, or you can like send me a message on Facebook, I think, or whatever. You could probably even just like put it in the thing and just tell me your profile name, and I'll go look it up on ELR or something like that. I think it'd be cool just to look at what other people are mixing. I look at ELR all the time. But if I don't know what your name is, if it's not the same as in here, then I'm not going to ever know that that's you on ELR. So that'd be pretty cool. I'm just going to say great show, boys. Can't wait for next week. Don't know what we're going to do yet, but I'm sure it's going to be dope. Now I'll just say check me out Friday nights, Frank's Janklin YouTube channel, Green Room. I think we got some good shows coming up, so you'll have to check that out, as well as shedtimepodcast.com has a bunch of stuff, like all of our links for the Green Room, so you can see that Clown Vape sponsors us, and all of our other sponsors like Exotic Leaf and all that stuff. So you can check that out there, as well as you can check out the newest episodes of the podcast. This past week, we actually talked to this guy who is I don't really know what to say, what he is, other than he's like a professional photographer that does everything from like weddings to abandoned shit to like urban decay, like just all sorts of really, really cool stuff. It was a really good conversation we had with him, so I'd recommend anyone check that out. And of course, you can find his links to like his Instagram and his website and all that stuff on shedtimepodcast.com. And yeah, I think that's basically it. You can follow us on SoundCloud for a giveaway. That'd be cool. And other than that, I'm gonna pass it off to Sifu.
Hey, thank you. Really fun time, guys, as always. Always look forward to this day. And thanks for hanging with us, everyone. You guys really make it fun, so it's always a great time. You catch me on my normal channels, on Discord and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm getting my wife involved with some with pictures and things like that, so I'm looking forward to being a little more present in social media, because I'm kind of a recluse. I'm a stalker. I look at a lot of stuff. I'm like Chris. I look at a lot of ELR. I'm always clicking through that place to get ideas, to see how people are doing things. It's always great when we get the barrage on Saturdays with Fresh's show and to see all of those awesome mixers. It's fun to go through their stuff, and I mean, they're just pumping these things out. And it's like, oh, I never thought of that. Never thought of this. And it's always great to use that as a launching pad for my own ideas. So that's always good. Go to ELR. Follow us there anytime, and get the notifications when we put up a new mix. It'll put it on there. Give you a little pretense on what's up for the show, and as always, thank you guys, and see you next week. Clown.
Alrighty. Just to mention real quick, speaking of sponsors of the green room, I know my co-sponsor for British Eyes Only is doing like a nice little sale. Go check out his Instagram and stuff. See what he's got going on. I won't talk too much on it, but yeah, go help the brother out and get some of his coils. Dude does some amazing work. Get the jumbo massive coils is like a nice little, talking piece for your
get
desk.
a keychain one. I have a keychain.
Yeah, I got
somewhere.
my keychain one goes with me everywhere.
And I know he even does a little bit of jewelry art with some coil building there. So seriously, hit the dude up. But aside from that, if you guys are interested in my coils or any of the liquids I make, anything in particular, even from the show, hit me up. And, we'll talk some business and all that. Hit me up on Instagram, Discord. I'm like in a ton of them, just like the guys here. We're like all over the place. And if you guys are interested in Mixing It Up t-shirt, go check out the Teespring. There's the link right there in the chat. And what else am I missing here? Oh yeah, if you guys are looking for labels for your liquids and anything like that, go check out Shake and Bake Media. Go check them out. Check out their work. Honestly, you guys seen the intro that they did that for us. Just amazing work right there. So that's all I can really say about that. So the work speaks for itself in all reality. All right, so. Thank you guys, and as always, vape on, mix on.
Oh, also, like, I don't know if you quit it or not, but dude, that fucking thumbnail from today is fucking amazing. At first I was like, who the fuck am I? And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm fucking Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
No wonder I'm so hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.